One of the keys to becoming more productive is to learn to utilize keyboard shortcuts. And when you're dealing with type, keyboard shortcuts can save you a ton of time. In this movie, I'll be going through some of my favorite type shortcuts, but don't worry about going and writing them all down. You have access to something called the AI cheat sheet, and it's located in the extras folder of your exercise files. Inside of that document, if you scroll down to the type keyboard shortcuts page, you'll be able to see all of my favorite type shortcuts in one convenient location. I've also given you both shortcuts for Mac and PC. Let me go over a few of these right here, and then we'll go into Illustrator and I'll show you how they work. The first shortcut that I use all the time is the increase and decrease type size. Now this is going to be a little different if you've never done it before, but that's okay. When you have text selected inside of Illustrator, simply hold down the Shift key and the Command or Control key, and then press the little gator mouth keys or the less than greater than keys. I call them gator mouths. Once you do that, you'll be able to shrink the text up or down in specified increments, making it easy for you to change the font size on the fly without having to go to the character menu or the control panel. To decrease the type size, it's the exact same thing. Shift, Command or Control, and then you hold down the less than key or the little gator's mouth that points the other direction. You can also increase and decrease leading as well. Leading is the distance between two lines of text. You select the two lines of text, then hold down the Option key on Mac, the Alt key on PC, and press the up or down arrow keys to increase or decrease the amount of space. Same holds true for tracking. Select your text, hold down the Option key on Mac, the Alt key on PC, and then play around with the left and right arrow keys. That's going to increase the amount of space in between individual characters. If you find that you've messed your text up or that you just need to reset everything, you can reset your tracking and kerning values back to 0 by selecting the text, holding down the Command and Option key on Mac, the Control and Alt key on PC, and pressing the letter Q. Let's jump into Illustrator and I'll show you some of these in action. Inside of Illustrator, I'm going to create a brand new document and hit OK. Inside of this new document, I'm just going to create some text. So I'll draw out a box. I'm just going to paste in some text, like so. Now it's time to start editing this text utilizing some of those keyboard shortcuts I talked about before. I'm going to first select it by using Command or Control A on my keyboard. Then I'm going to hold down the Shift key, the Control key on Windows, the Command key on the Mac, and I'm going to press the little gator's mouth that's right above the period key on your keyboard. As I start to press that, the text gets bigger. When I press the little gator's mouth that's above the comma key, it gets smaller. That's a great, quick, and easy way to change the font size of your text. If you look in my control panel, as I'm pressing these buttons, it's actually stepping up and down in 2-point increments. So if I start out with 12-point text, I can go once to 14, 16, 18, all the way up to 22. And then I can go back just as quick as I got there. If I want to change the leading in between the lines, I can then hold down the Option or Alt key on my keyboard and press the up or down arrow key on my keyboard, increasing the space between the lines. If I want to change the tracking of the text, I hold down that same key, Option or Alt, and then use the left and right arrow keys. So if I press to the right, I increase the tracking. If I press to the left, I decrease the tracking. Let's push that up a little bit. Increase the size of the leading, and, for good measure, increase the font size as well. See how quickly I'm able to change that text simply by maneuvering around with my keyboard? Of course, it's going to take you some time to get used to that, but once you've mastered these keyboard shortcut keys, you'll be able to edit your text without even touching your mouse, and that's going to save you a ton of time.